I grew up in South Texas, and my father was a folk musician, so I grew up a lot around his music and guitars. You know, I definitely had this music in my life from the very beginning. It gave me the feeling that, oh, anybody can make music, you know, you can always record your music, even if you're not popular or even if you're not on a label. You know, I was more into rock and roll and stuff like this and some hip hop, and I didn't know very much about techno or when I came to Detroit, that's when I started getting more into, I think techno at that time was reaching a point in America where, I mean, there was some stuff on the TV, you know, the Chemical Brothers broke really big, and Daft Punk was, you know, doing that whole thing. Although these guys weren't, you know, particularly underground and they weren't playing, you know, all the new stuff, it was still, I think, monumental for electronic music. I don't work very much with people from Detroit. I think I like to just work on my own and you know, concentrate on what I do. It's really easy to in Detroit to be alone because it's so desolate. It feels great when I have charts, you know, here in Germany, and you know, DJs that I respect like my music. It's very honorable, and it's a really good accomplishment because, I mean, to me, I'm just some kid that grew up in South Texas and found this music, and you know, moved to Detroit by chance, and you know, the Detroit area, and just kind of discovered this on a whim and fell in love with it. And I'm only trying to observe what I've seen in the history and mimic the stuff that I love and put my own twist on it and make my own music. I'm very laid back about my music and the production that I do. It's not a big plan, you know, there's no big you know, formula that I'm trying to create. I just want to make music and see what happens. My spectrum of sound is very broad. You know, I do minimal to very hard, and I mean, it's always changing. And lately, I've been adding a lot more vocals to my tracks because I'm trying to get back to where I was with more of a songwriting approach and doing more verse, chorus, verse layout. And you know, even the new stuff, I'm putting a lot more guitars and a lot more drums. So I like to just keep it open and keep my options open and don't get bored in the studio, because I think it's a bad thing. If you do the same sound too much, you might get sick of it, and it's good for me to keep my balance elsewhere. And
the reason for the story is to give away your last chance. All night long, I'll give away this last song. If the story isn't told to the people on the right road.
I like to keep music dark, and I like to keep music a mystery. You know, a lot of my lyrics, I don't say stories verbatim. I don't speak from point A to point B. It's a very obscure method of lyric writing, and an obscure way of singing too. A lot of the times, you know, I can't even understand what I'm saying after I do it. So the mother brain of all my productions, I guess, is, you know, a computer. I do a lot of sampling and editing of samples, and you know, I like to use a lot of real sounds, and I like to keep a lot of air space from a room and blow it out with a lot of compression, and really so you can just hear organic, I guess, life in the music. You know, I'm not a very synthetic guy. I don't know how to write programs. I can't do Max or I can't work with programs that are very complicated, and I don't write my own synth patches or I'm just very simple when it comes to rhythm, and I think rhythm and melody is the most important thing for me. I have 3 other pseudonyms besides Matthew Deere, one of which is False on a Minus Records, Jabberjaw is on Perlon, and a new alias called Audion, which is on Spectrum. Each pseudonym that I use has a different style of music. Yeah, DJing definitely has an influence on my production. I take a lot from what I hear, and that's why I like to DJ. I like to keep up with the new sounds, and I like to hear what other people are doing, because electronic music is such a big sharing. I think different ideas gradually turn into shared scenes and shared sounds. Right now, music is a project. It's an experiment for me in life. I am a musician, but I think I am other things as well. And only time can tell if I can discover those things within me and move on and do something else. Right now, music is life, so I will keep doing it until somebody says I can't do it anymore.